Oh, yes, good. Uh, Good afternoon. Good morning, StreamYard and YouTube fans. My name is Philip Reynolds. My information's there. It's spiritpray64 at gmail.com. Please subscribe and turn on notifications so you know when I come on. My video content is meant for adults only. This is not meant to be kid friendly or family friendly. And some of that is because I don't always know what I'm going to say, but also if I have guests on my show, I don't know what they're going to say. And believe it or not, today I'm not even going to play a game. And I'm going to respond to something that somebody said in my Negro League baseball, and that's Philip, you should make a game. And I kind of blew it off. I didn't think about it, but last night when I was going to bed, I thought about it, and in my estimation, the easiest game to make. Uh, I mean, for me to make a game on would be football, and there's just so much that you could do with football. First of all, my first thing that I would do is uh, kind of combine like Canadian football, the XFL, and the NFL all together. And if you notice, I posted two links from YouTube that I want you to check out. And the reason being is because you're going to say that some of my ideas are far-fetched, way out there. But I got basis for them, guys, and that's those two videos down there. The first thing is the the way to combine Canadian and NFL football would be to, and this comes from the play.com video. Um, as we know, the Canadian football field is 110 yards. I found out through that video that, and I'm not going to play any of the video, but I just want you to take a look at it. Hey, Sports Time Machine. I'm responding to a question that somebody told me yesterday about making a game. And the game that I would make up would be based off of football. I want to try to combine Canadian football, the XFL, and the NFL all together. And the first thing you would need to do is, and I did, is I looked at the playing field. And not the XFL, but the Canadian Football League has a 110-yard field. The American has 100-yard. And I found out through that Canadian, the one play.com video that in Canadian football, you have a choice to have the ball kicked off to you or to receive the ball on the 35-yard line. Well, that makes I did the addition and the subtraction, and that makes the field basically 75 yards. Well, how do you do that in the NFL? Well, I simply took 100 and subtracted 75, and basically that gives you a point or a reference point that you need to put the ball on, and that's the 25-yard line. So my first thing is there would be no kickoff. You would place the ball on the 25-yard line. My second thing is that, let me see here, we would use the Canadians' 3 downs. We would only use 3 downs in this game. And I just like it. I think it's a way to speed up the game in a way is to have 3 downs. Um, so speeding up, one of the ways I think the NFL could speed up the game is to go to 3 downs rather than 4 downs. So in my game, uh, you would have 3 downs. Now, this next one is going to sound far-fetched, but that's why I have the video link so that you can check it out. And that's another way to speed up the game is anytime a pass is thrown and not completed, we're talking an incomplete, it gets turned over to the other team. Yeah, that's right. It gets turned over to the other team. Uh, and what that would mean if, say, like, uh, what, say, like Burrow from college, the college LSU, the college football, say he throws a pass and it's incomplete in the end zone, then you bring the ball out to the 25-yard line. But yeah, any pass incompletion is a turnover to the other team. There you go. And that comes from the first forward pass video because in the early days of football, if a quarterback threw a pass and it wasn't touched, it was a turnover to the other team. So the way I look at it is now the way they could do that is any incomplete pass automatically goes to the other team. Okay. So we got 3 downs, incomplete pass goes to the other team. The next thing is field goals. First of all, we're getting rid of the extra point. I've never ever liked the extra point after a touchdown because it's a chip shot anymore. I mean, what? You're kicking from the 20, 25, 30-yard line? It's a chip shot. I like the XFL's concept of the 1 point extra, the 2 point extra, and the 3 point extra, except I would modify it. And the way I would modify it is for 1 point, the ball is put on the 5. For a 2 point try, the ball would be put on the 10. And for a 3 point try, the ball would be put on the 20. You get one shot. If you make it, you get the 1 point or the 2 points or the 3 points. Now, for field goals, and this comes from my fantasy football league, a field goal under 40 yards is worth the traditional 3 points. From 40 to 49 yards is 4 points, and anything over 50 is 6 points. Yeah, I mean we got to make it a little spice it up there with the field goals. And yeah, that's pretty much how I would change the game of football right there. And that would be if I made a football game. Those are the changes I would make to my football game, and I think it would make an interesting game. The other thing I would do is overtime. I would put the ball on the 20-yard line, and if you score, if both teams, I mean, you give each team a chance. It's sort of like what the XFL wants to do, but I'm sorry, guys. 5 times and then whoever wins is that's too much. Reduce it to 3. Okay. What you do is give the ball to one team, and that's a coin toss, pretty much. And if that team scores, the other team gets the ball. If that team scores, then the next team to score wins the game. And no, you're not allowed to kick field goal from the 20-yard line. It has to be either a running play or a passing play. No kicking the field goal. But that would be my take on football. That's the changes I would make to football. And yeah, but the big one, I think the biggest one would be reducing it from 4 downs to 3 downs. Yeah, I mean, it sounds like that I'm trying to reduce the kickers, but that's not the case because you still would have punts and you still would have field goals. It's just trying to make it a little bit like the Canadian football, and basically they have 75 yards to play with. If you put it on the 25, you would have 75 yards to play with in American football. And that would be another thing. I would get rid of the Pro Bowl altogether. You want to have a really interesting game. Take the Super Bowl winner, okay, and make them play the best Canadian football team using the rules that I just described, and let's really see if the Americans are good at football, or is it the Canadians that are better at football? Yeah. So, but that would, if I made a game, that's the game that I would make. And that's all I have for you today. And I got to, I'm probably not going to be on here again until Friday for my Friday night fights because I only got like 7 hours left of free StreamYarding. And I want to have enough video recording time to play my game, and it's a 15-round fight. It's that middleweight Eddie McGordy and Rocky Graciano. So I want to have enough video time to try to record that. But that's my take on football. Let's see. What do you have to say? Yeah, it would be really intense. I think it would be really neat, and I don't really know when UFC really started, but I think it would be neat to bring in the current UFC and the older UFC. Um, but I do like mixed martial arts. I don't really get a chance to watch it very often, and I'm sorry, but all the people that paid $50 or more for that last fight that lasted 45 seconds, they got, I don't want to say they got gypped, but yeah, they got gypped. It's almost like when Tyson knocked that one guy out in 29 seconds, but that's the nature of the fight. So, well, you guys have a good day. Keep rolling the dice. I hope everything is an 11 or a 66. I hope you win your games. And if it comes down to fighting, I hope you get TKO. And if it goes to the judges, I hope you get a unanimous victory or a split decision. Take care, guys, and I will see you the next time I come on. Will be Friday. So take care.